Shalom Yasharallah. First and foremost, I want to say all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the house of David. Salutations to you, brothers, throughout the four corners of the earth, teaching the truth in righteousness and sincerity. To you, Israelite foreigners, come back home to the truth. To those that passed on serving the Lord, the dead in Yahushai shall arise first. To you, sisters who believe, keep encouraging and supporting your brothers who are out here teaching this truth, and always commemorate the sister who washed Yahushai feet when you read the scriptures. All right, I want to do something that when I tell you, I hardly ever do. But this particular situation is it was scary enough to talk about it. So we used to have a brother in the camp who had dreams and would hold us up at the end of camp to tell us about them. And as long as it was something real, something that motivated or whatever the case may be, I didn't mind it. But sometimes, basically I'm saying that to say sometimes dreams are not for you to express to the public. Sometimes dreams are for just you to know something. But I had a dream last night. I think it was actually two dreams. Two separate dreams, but funny enough, they took place in the same place. That, the visual was insane. So I'm gonna start off by saying that, Men of Valor, we went to camp in Atlantic City, and I don't know if it was the day before and everybody left. I was still there in Atlantic City because I wanted to, y'all know me, I love Atlantic City. I don't gamble on the tables or anything. I love, when you come from a city that's like where I come from, the Northeast, the Southeast is very different. So at one point I was in Harrah's and I was on my way out the door and I was in my full garment and I saw another Hebrew Israelite and I saw a bunch of others behind him. And when I say behind him, they was over there talking. They wasn't like close to him. He was walking into Harrah's and he spotted me from the rip like, oh shit, it's an Israelite. And we chopped it up. He introduced me to the brothers and we was just talking. He knew where we stand as far as doctrine and who we listen to. From my memory from the dream, he didn't listen to the same elders, but he was still cool with me. Fast forward a little bit, I forgot what they went to do. I think they left. Oh, when I spoke to him, he said he lived in Sayreville. So that was very strange because I told him, damn, I'm from the north. You know what I mean? Newark, Elizabeth area. And so, fast forward, there was a party at Harrah's. In the dream, Harrah's actually looked different from what it looked like in the dream. Like, I've been to Harrah's. Shit, I was at Harrah's a few weeks ago. So, we was at Harrah's, and I remember this is an unusually ghetto gathering. Like, there was nothing but hood-ass people. It wasn't much Edomites. It was ratchet-ass chicks. It was YNs all over the place. Which is very not normal for Harrah's. Harrah's doesn't even allow certain dress codes and things and people to come in there. So, but nonetheless, while we were, I was there with a drink in the hand, chilling, talking to people, chopping it up. And then, because in Harrah's, it has a glass ceiling. Like it's like a glass dome around Harrah's, around the pool. We see a bunch of fucking choppers, helicopters. We see a bunch of helicopters going in one direction, and then they turn and head north. And then, we're sitting there with the party's over. We're sitting there fucking worried. I don't know why we're not running, jetting, getting the fuck up out of there. But, a helicopter comes back, a white helicopter, and stops, and it's like it's looking at us for a couple seconds. Then it crash lands right into Harrah's. It doesn't go into the pool. Well, it goes the back half of it is in the pool. The front half of it is in the space before the pool. And now everybody's thrown into a frenzy, running around, trying to get the fuck out of there. I mean, the graphics of this dream shook me the fuck up when I woke up, man. I was like, wow, this could happen. I know that I go to Atlantic City a lot. And I'm usually, when I go, the things that I do don't really coincide with me going to the pool too much, at least not the Harrah's pool, and much less hanging around people that are just, I'm talking back blocks of Newark. It's like the back blocks of Newark and all hoods. But the funny part is, in that dream, I don't remember nobody fighting. It was just people being ghetto. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I'm in the midst of it, just mingling, talking to people. Oh, you from there? Oh, you know this person? Yeah, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? With the name game that ghetto people, we hood people do. So and that shit happened. And it was really like I said, it was kind of scary. Not even kind of scary. It was extremely scary. Because I'm sitting there, like I said, drink in hand. And Lord knows how many drinks I had before that. And then everything goes into a panic, and we're all trying to get the fuck out of there. But it's I don't know, it's just something that makes me feel like, the time is near. Be very careful with the company I keep. You don't want to be in one of those places. Like, I have absolutely zero desire. I know there's brothers that live in New York, but I don't want to go to no places that have large gatherings and shit. North Jersey is already pretty much New York. If something happens in New York City, it's going to affect us here. And then, not to mention all the loved ones that I have in New York. All the brothers that's in my camp that are in New York. So it's a very the dream was very scary, man. And this wasn't in New York. This is in Atlantic City. But in the dream, we pretty much all stood to reason that them other helicopters was headed to New York. That's how scary that dream was. All them other helicopters was headed north. And everybody in the dream, all the YNs and everybody was like, yo, they headed to New York. And honestly, they could have split up, some could have headed to other places, but that helicopter that landed in there, we were expecting it to blow up, and it didn't in the dream. Doesn't mean it won't happen. But that's it. I just wanted to share the dream with you. I'm not saying that it's gonna happen or it's gonna happen that way or whatever, but I don't believe that I had that dream for no reason. I saw a group of Israelites that weren't even down with the same program, but somehow in that dream, like, I felt that they were possibly men of the Lord that just hadn't, and we weren't gonna fix every doctrinal issue that night. you know, but I get the impression that we exchanged information, and and they're in Jersey, and I have never heard of them before that day. And they were in full garments. You know, I'm talking about, you know, either pirate scarves, mitris, you know, not just like we do with the bandanas or nothing at all. You know what I mean? Like, they were in full garb. So it's like they were directly influenced by One West, or a camp that came out of One West. But anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom, and, you know, Lord willing, man, let's pray, let's get spiritual, let's start purging sin out of our spirit. Let's stop cutting people off in the fucking Route 22. But with that, I'm gonna say shalom.